So we know autophagy is important. This cellular recycling system that helps clean out damaged components and essentially renew the cell. But what most people miss is autophagy is not fixed. It's not just about fasting duration, it's heavily shaped by your fitness level, especially VO2 max. And there's a really interesting study that completely reframes how we think about fasting, exercise, and cellular cleanup. Because it turns out two people can do the same exact fast and get dramatically different biological outcomes. And the difference? Physical conditioning. Now, what autophagy actually impacts? Before we get into the study, we need to understand what autophagy is actually doing at the cellular level. Because autophagy doesn't just clean cells, it affects multiple systems. So the system one is immune cells. Autophagy regulates immune cell turnover and function, improves pathogen clearance, removes dysfunctional immune components, reduces chronic inflammatory signaling, which is critical because inflammation, especially high levels, can reduce citrulline, which is a cofactor leading to arginine. Arginine is critical for immune system function as well as for nitric oxide production for many different immune system functions. So that goes to show that chronic inflammation itself reduces immune functions. Now, the second layer here is ATP. Autophagy recycles damaged mitochondria and proteins, which improves mitochondrial efficiency and increases ATP output per unit fuel. And now that's critical because the immune system needs huge, massive amounts of ATP for immune functions. If the ATP was to run low, then the immune functions could cease to function effectively. So autophagy, from boosted by fasting, and not just by fasting, can help your immune system. Layer 3 is DNA damage, PARP, and NAD usage. When NAD damage occurs, PARP enzymes activate repair pathways, and this consumes NAD plus rapidly. But autophagy can help NAD plus by reducing damaged cellular load, therefore lowering chronic DNA repair demand and preserving NAD plus pools for energy metabolism instead of constant repair. Because damaged DNA repair, if there is no autophagy and there is constant need for a repairing of damaged DNA, can use up tons of NAD plus, even to the point of running out, which can be problematic. So that's how autophagy can really help. So step 4 here is gut barrier integrity. With claudin and occlutin, autophagy helps maintain these tight junction proteins, as I mentioned earlier. This matters because it reduces gut permeability or leaky gut mechanisms and improves barrier function. This also lowers systemic inflammation triggered by endotoxin leakage, or in other words, lipopolysaccharides, usually from gluten ingestion. So autophagy also supports the megalin and cubilin for proper kidney protein recycling. Megalin and cubilin are receptors involved in protein reabsorption. So autophagy supports protein recycling efficiency, reduction of tubular stress. Autophagy could even support a vitamin D levels as well as vitamin B12 because megalin and cubilin are involved in the processing of vitamin D and vitamin B12. Okay, now onto the study with the VO2 max changes. This clinical study looked at something specific. People were stratified by VO2 max fitness level and put through a 36-hour fast. And autophagy initiation markers were measured every 12 hours, Markers included autophagy-related proteins, and the finding at every time point, fit individuals with high VO2 max had 40% greater autophagy activation compared to sedentary individuals. So that goes to show that a sedentary lifestyle is not good for your health, because a sedentary lifestyle could reduce the activation of autophagy, therefore reducing or inhibiting all of the autophagy benefits that I already explained. So there's another nuance here, is that autophagy was increasing in everyone during fasting, but fitness amplified the response. So instead of fasting creates autophagy, it's more accurate to say fasting plus fitness equals amplified autophagy signaling. So people often think I need 48 to 72 hours of fasting to get autophagy benefits, but the study suggests if you are trained, you may reach meaningful autophagy faster and more efficiently, because exercise already upregulates autophagy pathways, and VO2 max improves metabolic switching. So 18 to 24 hour fast in a trained person may produce similar or stronger signaling than much longer fasts in sedentary individuals. So that goes to show, or in other words, a fasting for a long time, but sitting around all the time doesn't necessarily mean is better than a short fast. So exercise is not just additive, it primes fasting, because exercise itself increases autophagy. So when you combine habitual training plus fasting, you get a compounding effect, faster activation, and improved metabolic efficiency. Now there's a mitochondria connection. A related study on lifelong athletes showed that endurance athletes had 680 different proteins upregulated. Strength athletes had 400 plus proteins upregulated, and 92% of these changes were mitochondrial related. This includes mitophagy, which is a mitochondrial autophagy. On to VO2 max, and VO2 max isn't just fitness, it reflects oxygen utilization efficiency, mitochondrial density, which is critical for the immune system, fat oxidation capability. Immune cells have an FATP receptor to allow them to use fats as a fuel source. So VO2 max appears to help with that. And it strongly correlates with autophagy efficiency during stress, like fasting. Onto fat oxidation and metabolic flexibility. High-trained individuals can oxidize fat at higher intensities, delay carbohydrate dependency. This creates reduced glucose variability and less insulin fluctuation. But the exercise intensity, it does matter here, because zone 2 training is not sufficient alone for maximizing VO2 max, because VO2 max responds strongly to intensity. So moderate to high intensity drives greater adaptation ceiling. So something to also help your exercise and your fasting to get the autophagy benefits is to use electrolytes during fasting or training, such as sodium, potassium, magnesium, because this helps maintain hydration balance, neuromuscular performance, so that you can actually train intensely or raise the intensity of the exercise so that you can get the autophagy benefit, or to maximize the autophagy, therefore getting all of the benefits already explained throughout the video. So autophagy is not just a fasting mechanism, it is a system-wide adaptation process influenced by VO2 max, mitochondrial health, as well as exercise history and exercise intensity. So the real takeaway isn't fast longer, it's build a system where fasting works better. And that system is built through consistent exercise and strengthening mitochondrial function and improving VO2 max. I'll see you in the next video.